Alright guys, welcome to the video of the build plan for the E36. I bought this nice board and did all this just to show you guys what I'm going to be doing to the motor. So as you see here, I have a section that's not done and a section that's done. And in the section that's under not done, I have all these different pins. So all these pins are basically what I need to get the car running, because that's the main focus right now. So this is kind of like a parts list. I'm also going to show you guys all the parts that I have. The parts that I'm showing you right now aren't going to be all of them. I still have like boxes of like other stuff in my storage. You'll find out as I go, and I'll probably add them and move them over there. But so let's get started. These are all, they're not categorized, but they're from most important to the top to least important at the bottom. So up here we have a water pump, which is going to be a metal impeller water pump for the M52. We have paint, and this is going to consist of engine block paint. So yeah, and then we have rear main seal that we're going to replace on the car. We have engine bay process over here, so that's going to be fabrication, and it's also going to be paint. So that's not going to move till both are done. We have thermostat that we need to replace, which is going to be the whole thermostat system, or well, the whole thermostat, the gasket, the seal, the cover, thermostat itself, putting that all together. Spark plugs, of course. We are also doing a M50 intake manifold conversion, because since my car was, since the 325 was the M50, I literally have the manifold. I don't need to look for parts except for the hose that I already have, actually. We also have oil pan gasket. We have a fuel pressure regulator. We have a valve cover gasket. We have oil housing gasket. We also have headers that we're going to be replacing on the car that I'll show you guys in a bit. We have a loop clutch that I'm replacing, or that I'm going to be installing. And then down here, these are E36 M3 brakes, which I actually do have. I have all the pieces for, so my car is going to be getting a small brake upgrade. But that should be relatively simple because I have all the parts already, and they're basically bolt on. So that's why that's all the way down there, because that's of least importance. Now I do have an ECU here. Now the ECU is going to be consisting of, this picture represents getting the ECU and also tuning it. And I'm tuning it with Offset Motorworks over here in Glendora with a guy named Mitchell. Super cool, knows everything about BMWs if you guys know him. I mean, you guys obviously know he's pretty good. So yeah. I also have sunroof and I have interior, and those are two different things. The sunroof is definitely going to come before the interior, because I mean, obviously I have to take apart my interior to get to the sunroof, replace the sunroof, and then put my interior back. So yeah, that's going to come first, and then interior. I want to get that done because obviously, an E36 that has a sunroof working still is, pretty dang, respectable, because none of them ever work. I also, in interior, I'm also doing a complete black interior swap in the car. I actually have the full swap that I got from my cousin when I bought the car. But yeah, I have a lot more other parts that came with the car that I actually just recently acquired. And I also want to do the window regulators on the passenger side, because both of them are shot, or either the motors are bad. Either way, I'm going to replace both of them, because E36 life, BMW life, they freaking break no matter what. So yeah, there might be stuff that gets added and then gets pulled off as time goes on, because this is what I just got, like, off the top of my head right now, and of what I see through my parts right here. Now, this is a cool little concept that I want to do, so at the end of every install video, when I close it, I'm gonna record myself moving that pin over there, so, you know, I could just see the progress of the whole car. I think it would be a cool little thing to do, and also it would be a nice thing for me to, you know what's next, or, you know, whatever. And my E36 is up here, so when that is running and I'm able to daily drive it again, and, you know, if I could actually talk, well, once this moves down here, that means this build series is done. Definitely, like, doesn't mean the car's done because it's a project car. Project cars are never done. But, at least, like, this set, or, like, at this point in time, the project will be done. Later on, we'll come back to this, and there'll be a whole new list of what is the next plan for the channel, and for the build, or for the car, or for me. So yeah, let's get into parts now. So parts, actually, I have them all sitting right here next to me. Let me tell you a little bit more about this build. This build is gonna be not budget, well, not cheap, but not expensive. So I'm not going with everything BMW OEM, or genuine BMW parts, because those are hella expensive, and my broke college student self does not have that kind of money to be replacing genuine BMW parts. Obviously, yes, some of them I am going to replace if they're within reasonable price, but most of these parts are going to be happy medium parts. So I'm not going to be too cheap on everything, but I'm not going to be too expensive on everything. So let me get a knife real quick and I'll start showing you some parts. Alright, so for the first set of parts that I actually just picked up and that you guys saw when I was in the car with Bailey, this is what I just picked up actually yesterday. From Ed's Auto. Most of these parts that, like, you know, you could get, like most common parts, like, you know, valve cover gasket, oil pan gasket, I all picked up from Ed's Auto because, I mean, I'm not gonna really need, like, a crazy gasket like that. I mean, they're Victor Ryan's, they're BMW, or they're not BMW made, they're German made, so they should work pretty good. Don't don't beak me or anything about buying these parts, because remember, this is made on a budget, so if these work, use them. Use my experience. If they don't work, learn from my experience, and I'll buy another part after that, to show you guys what works and what doesn't work. If you're on the same budget like me, I'm a college student, work part-time, and I just do this for fun. So yeah, so thermostat gasket, I'm gonna make, or thermostat seal actually, I'm gonna make a gasket for the housing. Got a rear main seal right here, exhaust manifold, exhaust gaskets. Here is the conversion for the manifold swap. A valve cover grommet, oil housing gasket, which is also right here. So mainly, I would like to say all these parts that are here, I have actually right here. And I leave these parts in my room because I like to look at them and like to remind myself every day about, you know, this hunk of metal that's chilling at my dad's house that I need to fix. Water pump. This is very controversial because this water pump brand is good and bad at the same time. But I didn't find this out till after I bought it, so I bought this off of I bought this at DC Auto. I told him the price point that I wanted because he was giving me prices of different water pumps and stuff like that, some that were super expensive. But this was in my budget. I told him what it was. Carlos at DC Auto, if you guys do live in the Southern California area, in the San Gabriel Valley, I really recommend going to them. Good guy. Gets me parts anytime I ask, you know, whatever. But I have a Gates metal water pump impeller. So, it's Gates. That's the only thing. Gates is known to be kinda iffy sometimes. It's in my price range. It was $50. or maybe after tax and everything, it was like 65, 70 bucks. But this was in my price range, and you know, like I said, it's kind of like happy medium. Gates is known, but not like they're well known, but their quality is sometimes iffy, I guess. But this is a metal water. This is a metal like impeller and water pump. So I don't know. I can't see why this won't work. But let's see. Hopefully, I'll break the myth of having a Gates water pump. So yeah. But to go along with this, I have a metal water pump pulley. BMWs are known for these to crack, and also for the plastic impellers in the water pump to also crack. So I went ahead and killed two birds with one stone, which is actually really good because I pulled off the water pump pulley that was on the motor, and it was cracked actually, like in the middle of the pulley. It was like right here that it was cracked, or like somewhere right around there, one of the holes. But that's, yeah. So this is a metal water pump impeller. I mean, both of them are metal. All right. Kind of. What's that word? I forgot the name of it. Yeah, that's what it's gonna look like, and that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be dope, and it's gonna be sick, and I can't freaking wait to install this and get all these things back together. Valve cover gasket. I have these bags that are right here. So these bags are actually M3 E36 brake caliper brackets. So I found these on a guy on OfferUp. He was actually selling just the brake calipers alone. I asked him if he has the caliper bracket, and he said yeah, and he sent them right over. I gave him the price, and yeah. So I have E36 M3 caliper brackets that are calipers and spindles, or knuckles. I like to call them knuckles, some people call them spindles, whatever. But I have both of those. The only thing that I was missing for this conversion to work is this bracket. Now, if you say you want to do this, if you want to do the same thing that I'm doing with a non-M E36, this is the steps that you're going to have to take, because the spindles on non-Ms to Ms E36s are different. So you can't just pull off the caliper and the caliper bracket and bolt it onto your non-M car. You need to also get the knuckle with it. So yeah, so this was the last piece of the puzzle that I needed, and hopefully everything's going to bolt up together. So, on to the next one. So, right here is my ECU. So, actually, I think it was in my the new motor video that I had. I said that they could tune my 2.5 ECU OBD1 ECU, but come to find out, me and Mitchell were talking again, and he's like, actually, no, I can't do the OBD1. He's like, I can, but it's going to be easier to do OBD2, and he's like, plus, there's a couple other things that I need to do for the OBD1. He's like, trust me, just get an OBD2 ECU, we could tune it, no problem, do all the pin switching, no problem. He's like, just, yeah, it's going to be easier with the M52 stock ECU. So here it is, bought this off of actually SoCal BMW E36 parts. From that group, posted it on there, and yeah, same thing, or actually, same people probably need to buy a Vano solenoid, because that's one thing that's not on my car and that I need. But yeah, so let's go on to the next part. Alright, so the next part that I have here is my my Luke clutch. So this is a Luke stock OEM replacement clutch. This was 200 bucks. The reason why I went with this clutch is because it is, I mean, you can find these on eBay for like 200, 300 bucks. I bought this one actually for 200, and I bought it actually from DC Auto again. I gave him a price, and he actually found this clutch for me, because I was telling him that, like, you know, these cars, they don't need huge amount of grabbing force, because it's just gonna hurt the drivetrain after that. If you start going into, you know, like stage 3 or stage 2, like, the drivetrains in these BMWs now are starting to get old, and you're actually just hurting the car, then hurting your clutch, actually. So That's why also I did buy an eBay clutch, because since you know, it's not as grabby and it's also cheap, I'm also gonna be clutch kicking the shit out of it. So, you know, eBay clutch for the win, cheap as hell, works. Actually, and it's funny too, when I pulled off the flywheel, or when I pulled off the clutch off my motor that I had, because it was an M52 with manual trans, it had the same clutch on it. So I thought that was pretty funny that I bought like this like the same clutch, just in a newer form. But yeah, let's show you guys the next part. Alright, so the next part is actually a funny story how I got them. So these are headers that I bought, exhaust headers, and if you can see, they're like, you know, they're shiny, they're chrome, or not chrome, they're stainless? I don't technically know right now, but I bought these off of someone in Oregon, off of OfferUp. He sold them to me and they actually shipped to me. But I honestly just bought these just for the steez of they're kind of shiny and they have like heat, what is it called, like a heat treat to them, like they're blue and purple. Yeah, literally I just want to polish them and make them look super mint and, like, you know, just bring more life to my engine bay. So yeah, that's the story behind these. I literally just bought these because they look good, and literally they were $40 on OfferUp, $10 more for shipping, so they were like $55 total. $55 for headers. If they sound horrible, then I'll probably take them off and sell them. But if they don't sound horrible and, you know, they work, I'm probably gonna keep them on there because that's dope. Like, this is cheap. I probably can't go wrong with this buy. So, I mean, yeah, like, they're cheap, they look good, and that's all I'm really looking for. But yeah, so that is the build, and these are the parts that I have now. These are not all my parts. Some of those parts are at my dad's house or at in my storage unit that's, you know, over here. Sorry guys, my camera stopped recording for some weird reason, because like after I think like 20 minutes or whatever it stops recording. But yeah, that's the build, and I'm super excited to start this. I've already been you know, doing some things on the car. So actually right now is kind of in the future of videos that are going to come out. So as of right now, in this point in time, I have actually, my motor is already painted with the color that I chose. My engine bay fabrication is already done. I just need to paint the engine bay. Yeah, nothing's been installed yet, but that's going to be actually this week. Also, the whole front end of the car has been taken apart. The engine's out. The new motor's cleaned. But yeah, so I mean, obviously, like, none of these parts really matter to what I've done right now, or what I've done. But I'm just saying, like, this is like kind of ahead in time. This isn't with, you know, how my videos are coming out, because I'm sorry, but I'm kind of like, you know, not lazy, but I don't know where this YouTube thing is gonna go, so I just kind of, you know, post videos as I go, record what I want, whatever. That's probably gonna be most of my channel. But yeah, if you guys are excited like I am for this build and showing you guys how to swap an M52 into, you know, a regular car, or into another BMW, or if you guys just want to see the swap, if you guys just want to see me work, if you guys want to see any of these parts work, you know, whatever. I'm super excited for this build, and I can't wait to hear this thing roar when it comes up, or when it's done. I can't wait to hear Vanos cracking in my car, because I didn't have Vanos. I had an M50 that had no Vanos, and now I'm gonna have Vanos, so that's gonna be so cool. Yeah, I mean, that's the build plan. I hope you guys like the video. I hope you guys like what's going on. Please comment, like, and subscribe to stay updated with this build, actually. And it helps motivate me to, keep doing this and keep going. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, concerns, if you guys want to tell me like some stuff that I should buy, like to make my motor better, or suggestions on videos, suggestions on what I should do, how I should change, videos to make you guys happy. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys are excited as I am for this build. So yeah, see you guys later.